The skies over eastern Ukraine erupt with the thunderous roar of rotors as an elite helicopter unit races towards the front lines. Russian forces have launched a massive offensive, threatening to shatter the delicate balance of power. The very fate of the region hangs in the balance. Suddenly, a daring Russian maneuver sends shockwaves through Ukrainian command. A squadron of advanced Su-35 fighters breaks through the cloud cover, their sleek silhouettes cutting across the horizon. They're escorting a formation of Kov-50 to attack helicopters loaded to the brim with devastating firepower. This unexpected thrust could tip the scales of battle in Russia's favor. But Ukraine isn't caught unprepared. From a hidden airbase, shrouded in camouflage netting, emerges their secret weapon, a cutting-edge Mi-24 Superhind. Its matte black finish absorbing radar waves like a phantom. This is Mi-24's standard gunship. It is armed with next-generation precision missiles and equipped with stealth technology that makes it nearly invisible to enemy tracking systems. The battlefield unfolds in a symphony of chaos. Jet engines scream as fighters engage in twisting dogfights high above. Missile trails crisscross the sky, leaving smoky contrails in their wake. Anti-ground tanks and armored vehicles scramble for cover, kicking up clouds of dust as they maneuver through the war-torn landscape. Ukrainian pilots showcased unparalleled skill, their years of intense training paying off in this moment of crisis. The Superhind weaves through a hail of anti-aircraft fire its pilot, pushing the machine to its absolute limits. Warning klaxons blare in the cockpit as enemy radar logs try to get a fix on the elusive craft. But each time, the helicopter manages to break free, countering with precision strikes that leave Russian vehicles as smoldering wrecks. Just as it seems Ukraine has gained the upper hand, a chilling realization dawns. This was all part of an elaborate Russian trap, hidden among the rolling hills and dense forests. A network of advanced S-400 anti-air systems springs to life. Powerful radars paint the sky, seeking out any airborne target. Long-range missiles rise from their launchers, leaving trails of fire as they streak towards the Ukrainian aircraft. The odds have shifted dramatically. Ukrainian pilots find themselves outgunned and outnumbered, caught in a deadly web of overlapping missile coverage. Radio chatter becomes frantic as aircraft after aircraft falls victim to the devastating barrage. But in this darkest hour, the crew of the Superhind refuses to give up. They've trained for this, pushing themselves to the absolute limit in countless simulations. Now, it's time to put that preparation to the ultimate test. The helicopter dives low, using the terrain for cover as it skims mere meters above treetops. And anti-radiation missiles designed to home in on radar emissions are carefully deployed, streaking towards the heart of the Russian air defense network. Each successful hit sends a plume of fire and debris skyward, punching holes in the enemy's carefully laid trap. The Superhind isn't done yet. Its advanced sensors have picked up the location of the Russian command post coordinating this assault. With surgical precision, the helicopter lines up for a daring strike. A salvo of guided rockets erupts from its pods, finding their mark with devastating accuracy. The command center erupts in a massive fireball, shattering the Russian offensive in a single, decisive blow. As the smoke clears, a stunned silence falls over the battlefield. The impossible has been achieved. Ukraine's elite helicopter unit, led by the indomitable Superhind, has shattered the Russian assault against seemingly insurmountable odds. But this victory may be short. As the Ukrainian forces regroup, preparing to solidify their hard-won gains, a chilling alert comes through. Long-range radar stations are picking up multiple unidentified aircraft approaching at high speed from the east. Are these reinforcements? A new wave of attackers, or something far more dangerous that neither side has anticipated? The war-torn skies of Ukraine brace for another storm. As the next chapter in this high-stakes conflict is about to unfold, one thing is certain. The courage and skill of Ukraine as helicopter pilots will be tested like never before in the battles to come. The thunderous roar of jet engines grows louder, a sound that sends chills down the spines of even the most hardened veterans. The unidentified aircraft are closing fast, their intentions unknown but almost certainly hostile. Ukrainian ground crews scramble to refuel and rearm their battered helicopters, knowing that every second counts. Inside the cockpit of the Superhind, The pilot and weapons officer exchange a determined look. They've just pulled off the impossible, but there's no time to rest on their laurels. Their nation needs them now, more than ever. As they lift off once more, the horizon is lit by the ominous glow of distant explosions. Whatever is coming their way, these brave Ukrainian aviators stand ready to face it head-on. The next phase of this epic aerial showdown is about to begin, and the fate of an entire nation hangs in the balance. The Super Heinz engines spool up to maximum power, its rotor blades slicing through the air with a menacing whir as it climbs to meet this new threat. One question burns in the minds of its crew. Will their luck, skill, and advanced technology be enough to overcome whatever challenge awaits them in the war-torn skies? Only time will tell, but one thing is certain. The world watches with bated breath as Ukraine's elite helicopter forces prepare to write the next chapter in this gripping tale of courage, strategy, and aerial combat pushed to its absolute limits. The skies over eastern Ukraine erupt with the thunderous roar of rotors as an elite helicopter unit races towards the front lines. Russian forces have launched a massive offensive, threatening to shatter the delicate balance of power in the region. The fate of the entire eastern flank hangs in the balance. Ukraine's finest pilots prepare to face their greatest challenge yet. Suddenly, radar screens light up with a flurry of activity. Russian attack helicopters emerge from the cloud cover, their sleek silhouettes cutting through the air like predatory birds. They've executed a daring flanking maneuver, catching the Ukrainian defenders off guard. Ground commanders bark urgent orders as anti-air batteries swivel to meet this new threat. But Ukraine has an ace up its sleeve. From a hidden airfield, a cutting-edge helicopter rises into the sky. Its matte black hull absorbs radar waves, while internally mounted weapon systems keep its profile raised. This is the AH-64 Ghost Hawk, Ukraine's most advanced combat helicopter, and it's about to turn the tide of battle. The battlefield erupts into chaos as the Ghost Hawk screams towards the Russian formation. Missile contrails crisscross the sky, leaving smoky white scars against the blue air. On the ground, tanks and infantry scramble for cover as artillery shells rain down, kicking up geysers of earth and shrapnel. The very air seems to vibrate with the fury of modern warfare unleashed. Ukrainian pilots showcase unparalleled skill as they weave through the storm of incoming fire. The Ghost Hawk's advanced electronic warfare suite lights up, jamming Russian targeting systems and leaving their missiles to sail harmlessly past. With split-second timing, the Ukrainian gunner unleashes a salvo of guided rockets, shredding 2 Russian gunships in a spectacular fireball. But just as victory seems within reach, disaster strikes. Hidden emplacements of advanced S-4O anti-air systems reveal themselves, flooding the sky with a wall of missiles. It's a masterfully laid trap, threatening to annihilate the entire Ukrainian air group in one devastating blow. The Ghost Hawk's pilot grits his teeth, pushing the helicopter into a series of bone-crushing evasive maneuvers. J-forces slam him into his seat as he barrel rolls between incoming projectiles, each one close enough to scorch the paint. Warning, klaxons blare as La Conolara scream for attention. For a heart-stopping moment, it seems all hope is lost. Then, in a move of sheer audacity, the Ghost Hawk dives towards the ground, skimming mere meters above the treetops. It uses the terrain to break missile locks. The Russian S-400 operators watch in disbelief as their million-dollar missiles slam uselessly into hillsides and fields. Seizing this moment of confusion, the Ghost Hawk strikes. It pops up from behind a ridgeline, advanced targeting systems locking onto the exposed missile batteries. A barrage of Hellfire anti-tank missiles streak from its wing pods, each one finding its mark with devastating precision. Secondary explosions ripple across the Russian positions as ammunition cooks off, turning their trap into a killing ground for their own forces. The tide of battle shifts in an instant. With their air defenses neutralized, the Russian assault crumbles. Ukrainian ground forces surge forward, exploiting the chaos to retake vital territory. The Ghost Hawk and its fellow gunships provide ruthless air support, their guns chattering as they mow down retreating enemy units. As the dust settles and the roar of battle fades, a new sound cuts through the air. The distinctive whine of jet engines grows louder, coming from the east. Ukrainian radar operators frantically call out contacts. Multiple unidentified aircraft approaching at high speed, The Ghost Hawk's pilot tightens his grip on the controls, adrenaline surging anew. This battle may be won, but the war is far from over. As the unknown aircraft draw closer, one thing becomes crystal clear. Ukraine's helicopter forces have proven themselves more than a match for anything Russia can throw at them. The sun glints off polished canopies as the mystery planes emerge from the haze. Friend or foe, reinforcement or new threat. Their identity remains shrouded in uncertainty, but one thing is certain. Whatever comes next, Ukraine's elite pilots stand ready to face it head-on. In the cockpit of the Ghost Hawk, fingers hover over triggers and eyes scan the horizon. The next chapter in this high-stakes aerial drama is about to unfold, and the whole world holds its breath to see what happens next. As the unidentified aircraft draw ever closer, tension crackles through the air like electricity. The Ghost Hawk systems come alive, scanning for friend or foe signatures and analyzing flight patterns. Every muscle in the pilot's body is coiled, ready to react at a moment's notice. Suddenly, the radio crackles to life. A familiar voice cuts through the static. It's the squadron commander. His tone urgent, but controlled. All units, be advised. We have confirmation on those bogies. I repeat, we have confirmation. The pilot's eyes narrow, focusing on the distant specks now clearly visible against the afternoon sky. Whatever these aircraft are, they're about to change the entire complexion of this conflict. For better or for worse, the next few moments will determine the fate of Ukraine's eastern front. As the mystery planes bank towards them, sunlight glints off their fuselages, revealing distinctive markings. The Ghost Hawk's pilot feels his heart skip a beat as recognition dawns. These aren't just any aircraft. They represent a game-changing shift in the balance of power. But before the true nature of this new development can be revealed, the scene fades to black. The thunderous roar of jet engines lingers, leaving viewers on the edge of their seats, desperate to know what happens next in this high-stakes aerial showdown. Will these new arrivals tip the scales decisively in Ukraine's favor? Or do they herald an even greater challenge that will push the elite helicopter unit to its absolute limits? The stage is set for an epic confrontation that will determine the future of a nation caught in the crosshairs of history. One thing is certain. When the dust settles and the smoke clears, the world will never be the same. The skies over Ukraine have become the arena for a conflict that will reshape the geopolitical landscape for generations to come. And at the center of it all, the brave pilots of Ukraine's helicopter forces stand ready to meet whatever challenges lie ahead, no matter the cost. As the credits roll and the tension-filled music fades, viewers are left breathless, minds racing with possibilities. The cliffhanger ending guarantees they'll be counting down the days until the next installment, eager to see how this thrilling saga of modern aerial warfare unfolds. In the meantime, the image of the Ghost Hawk silhouetted against the setting sun lingers in their minds, a symbol of hope, defiance, and the indomitable spirit of a nation fighting for its very survival. Whatever comes next, one thing is clear. Ukraine's helicopter forces have proven themselves a force to be reckoned with, capable of facing down the mightiest adversaries and emerging victorious against impossible odds. The battle may be over, but the war rages on. And as long as pilots like those of the Ghost Hawk take to the skies, hope remains alive for Ukraine and its people. The next chapter awaits, promising even greater thrills, higher stakes, and more pulse-pounding action than ever before.